student, today we are learn about chemical effects of electric current. In 7th standard you have earlier read about electric current. Now we have to discuss about chemical effect of electric current. So let's start. Your elder might have cautioned you against touching an electrical appliances with wet hand. ठीक है, हमें मनाही करते हैं. But do you know why it is dangerous to touch an electric appliances with wet hand? वो क्यों dangerous है हमारे लिए? We have learned earlier that the materials which allow electric current to pass through them are good conductor of electricity. On the other hand, materials which do not allow electric current to pass through them easily, they are poor conductor of electricity. In class 6, we made a tester to test whether a particular material allow the electric current to pass through it or not. Do you recall how the tester helped us in deciding that? We found that metals such as copper and aluminum conduct electricity, whereas materials such as rubber, ठीक है, ये टेस्टर दिया है, गुड कंडक्टर है, जो कि plastic and wood do not conduct electricity. However, so far we have used our tester to test materials which were in solid state. But what about liquid? Do liquids also conduct electricity? Let's find out it. Do liquid conduct electricity? ये हमें find करना है. The test whether a liquid allows electric current to pass through it or not. We can use the same tester which we made in class 6. However, replace the cell by a battery. Also, before using the tester, we should check whether it is working or not. वो work कर रहा है या नहीं. Join the free end of the tester together for a moment, which this completes the circuit of the tester and can be bulb should glow. However, if the bulb does not glow, it means that the tester is not working. Can you think of the possible reason? It is possible that the connecting are loose. Connection जो क्या है वो loose हो सकता है, or the bulb is fused, or your cell are used up. Check that all connections are tight. सारे connection जो है tight है. If they are, then replace the bulb with another bulb. फिर bulb को replace कर दो क्योंकि वो glow नहीं कर रहा था. Maybe वो fuse हो सकता है. Now test if the tester is working or not. It is still not working. Then replace the cell with fresh shell. Okay, now that our tester is working, let us use it to test the various liquids. Cautions: while checking your tester, do not join it free end of your more than a few seconds. Otherwise, the cell of the battery will drain very quickly. उसकी बैटरी बहुत जल्दी खत्म हो जाएगी. Collect a few small plastic or rubber caps or disappeared bottles, discardable bottles. Clean them. Pour 1 teaspoon of lemon juice or vinegar in one cap. Bring your tester over this cap and let the end of the tester dip into lemon juice or vinegar. Take care that the ends are not more than 1 centimeter apart, but at the same time do not touch each other. Does the bulb of the tester glow? Does lemon juice or vinegar conduct electricity? How would you classify lemon juice or vinegar? A good conductor or a poor conductor. इस तरीके से लेमन जूस के अंदर उसे डाला है. When the liquid between the two end of the tester allow the electric current to pass, the circuit of the tester become complete. तो वो complete होगी. The current flow in the circuit and the bulb glow. When the liquid does not allow the electric current to pass, the circuit of the tester is not complete and the bulb does not glow. In some situation, even through the liquid is conducting, the bulb may not glow. It may have happened in activity. What can be the reason? Do you remember why the bulb glow when the electric current pass through it? Due to heating effect of current. The filament of the bulb gets heated to a high temperature and it starts glowing. However, if the current through a circuit is too weak, the filament does not get heated sufficiently and it does not glow. And why is the current is the circuit weak? Well, through a material may conduct electricity, it may not conduct it as easily as a metal. वो metal की तरह conduct नहीं करती. As a result, the circuit of the tester can be complete and yet the current through it may be too weak to make the bulb glow. Can we make another tester which can detect a weak current? ये क्या दिया, यू में यूज द एलईडी इन प्लेस ऑफ द इलेक्ट्रिक बल्ब इन द टेस्टर ऑफ फिगर एलईडी ग्लो इवन व्हेन अ वीक इलेक्ट्रिक करंट फ्लो थ्रू इट। मतलब बल्ब के लिए ज़्यादा इलेक्ट्रिक करंट की ज़रूरत होती है, पर इसमें एलईडी में कम करंट की ज़रूरत होती है, इसलिए। We can use another effect of an electric current to make another kind of tester. Do you recall that electric current produce a magnetic effect? What happened to a compass needle kept nearby when current flow in wire? Even if the current is small, the deflection of the magnetic needle can be seen. उसका डिफ्लेक्शन देखने को मिलता है, जिसने इस तरीके से दिया हुआ है आपको, ठीक है, जिस 7th स्टैंडर्ड में भी आपको दिया था। इस तरीके से बैटरी के साथ इसे लगा देते हैं और जब इसे ऑन करते हैं, करंट पास होता है, तो इसका डिफ्लेक्शन जो है बॉक्स का वो होता है, इसके अंदर जो निडल है उसका। जॉइन द फ्री एंड ऑफ द टू वायर मोमेंटरी द कंपास निडल शुड शो डिफ्लेक्शन, तब वो डिफ्लेक्शन दिखाएगी। टेक आउट द एंड ऑफ द टेस्टर फ्रॉम द लेमन जूस, डिप देम इन वाटर एंड देन वाइप देम ड्राई। Repeat the activity with other liquids such as tap water, vegetable oil, milk, honey. Dry the end of the tester after testing each. The magnetic needle show deflection or not. ये आपको अलग अलग चीज़ें दे रखी है, इसमें आपको करना है और ये बॉक्स भरना है। Actually, under certain conditions, most materials can conduct. That is why it is preferable to classify materials as good conductor and poor conductor, instead of classifying as conductors and insulator. We have tested the conditions of electricity through tap water. Let us now test the condition of electricity through distilled water. Take about 2 teaspoonful of distilled water in a clean and dry plastic or rubber cap of a bottle. Use the tester to test whether distilled water conduct electricity or not. What do you find? Does distilled water conduct electricity? How dissolve a pinch of common salt in distilled water? Again test. What do you conduct this time? When salt is dissolved in distilled water, we obtain salt solution. This is conductor of electricity. वो electricity का conductor है. The water that we get from source such as tap, hand pump, well and ponds is not pure. It may contain several salt dissolved in it. Small amounts of mineral salt are naturally present in it. This water is thus a good conductor of electricity. On the other hand, distilled water is free of salt and is a poor conductor. मतलब जो distilled water होता है एकदम प्योर, उसमें जो है इलेक्ट्रिसिटी नहीं प्रोवाइड होती है, ठीक है, इलेक्ट्रिक करंट नहीं आता, इसलिए वो पुअर कंडक्टर है। और जो ये दूसरे टैप वाटर वगैरह आते हैं उसमें बहुत सारी इम्प्योरिटीज़ होती हैं और सॉल्ट मिले होते हैं, इसलिए उसमें इलेक्ट्रिक करंट जो है वो आसानी से प्रोवाइड हो जाता है, वो गुड कंडक्टर है। We have found that common salt when dissolved in distilled water make it a good conductor. What are the other substances which when dissolved in distilled water make it concluding? Let us find out. Question क्या दिया? Do the next activity under the supervision of your teacher, parent or some elderly person because the use of acid is involved in it. मतलब एसिड यूज़ हो रहा है, इसलिए आपको अकेले ये चीज़ नहीं करनी है। टेक 3 clean plastic or rubber caps of bottles, pour about 2 teaspoonful of distilled water in each of them, add a few drops of lemon juice or diluted hydrochloric acid to distilled water in one cap. Now in the second cap contains distilled water and a few drops of base such as caustic soda or potassium iodide. Add a little sugar to the distilled water in the third cap and dissolve it. Test which solution conduct electricity and which do not conduct. Result do you obtain? Most liquids that conduct electricity are solution of acid, base and salt. When an electric current flow through a conducting solution, does it produce an effect on the solution? अब next दिया है chemical effect of electric current. In class 7, we have learned some effects of electric current. Can you list these effects? What effect does the current produce when it flows through a conducting solution? Let us find out. ये भी एक्टिविटी दी हुई है. Take out carbon rods carefully from 2 discarded cell. ठीक है, उसमें से निकालनी है. Clean their metals caps with the paper. Wrap copper wires around the metal caps of the carbon rods and join them to the battery. वी कॉल दिस टू रोड्स इलेक्ट्रोड्स. इसे हम क्या कहते हैं? इलेक्ट्रोड्स. Rod you may take 2 iron nails about 6 cm long, pour a capful of water in a glass plastic bowl, add a teaspoonful of salt or a few drops of lemon juice to water, make it more conducting. Now immerse the electrodes in this solution. Make sure that the metal cap of the carbon rods are outside the water. Water के outside होनी चाहिए. Wait for 3-4 minutes. Observe the electrodes carefully. Do you notice any gas bubbles near the electrodes? Can we call the change taking place in the solution a chemical change? इसे हम क्या chemical change कह सकते हैं? ये कौन है? In 1800, a British chemist William Nicholson had shown that if electrodes were immersed in water and a current was passed, bubble of oxygen and hydrogen were produced. Oxygen bubble formed on the electrode connected to the positive terminal of the battery and hydrogen bubble form on the other end. मतलब पॉजिटिव होता है वहाँ पे ऑक्सीजन बबल होते हैं और नेगेटिव होता है वहाँ हाइड्रोजन बबल होते हैं. The passage of an electric current through a conducting solution causes chemical reaction. As a result, bubbles of a gas may be formed on the electrodes. Deposits of metal may be seen on electrodes. Changes of color of solutions may occur. The reaction would depend on what solution electrodes are used. These are some of the chemical effects of the electric current. ये इस तरीके से आपको पहले दिया. अब ये क्या किया? पोटैटो के अंदर डाला है. ठीक है, टेस्टिंग पॉट. ही वॉज सरप्राइज विद दिस ऑब्जर्वेशन एंड अलोंग द पहेली रिपीटेड दिस एक्टिविटी मेनी टाइम. They found that it was always the wire connected to the positive terminal which had greenish blue spot around it. They felt that this discovery was very useful because it could be used for identifying the positive terminal of a cell or a battery concealed in the box. जो कि देखो इसमें पॉजिटिव टर्मिनल जहाँ पर है वहाँ पर ग्रीन कलर का हो गया है पोटैटो. ठीक है, और जिसमें नहीं है वो क्या हुआ? नेगेटिव टर्मिनल है. Electricity or not, what he found was that current produced a chemical effect in the potato. To him this was very exciting. In fact, this is how science sometimes works. You are looking for something and you discover something else. ठीक है, हम कुछ और देख रहे थे और हमने कुछ और डिस्कवर कर दिया होता है. Many important discoveries have been made in this manner. Next है electroplating. Recall that a brand new bicycle has shining handlebar and wheel rims. ठीक है, shining होता है. However, if these are accidentally scratched, this shiny coating comes off, revealing a not so shiny surface beneath. You might have also seen women using ornaments which appear to be made of gold. However, with repeated use, the gold coating wears off, revealing silver or some other metals beneath. ठीक है, in both these cases a metal has a coating of another metal. Do you wonder how a layer of one metal can be deposited on a top of another? Well, let us try doing it ourselves. We will need copper sulfate and 2 copper plates of size around 10 cm to 10 by 4 cm. Take 250 ml of distilled water in a clean and dry beaker. Dissolve 2 teaspoonfuls of copper sulfate in it. Add a few drops of diluted sulfuric acid to copper sulfate solution to make it more conducting. Clean copper plate with sandpaper. Now rinse them with water and dry them. Connect the copper plate to the terminals of a battery and immerse them in copper sulfate solution. इस तरीके से उसमें उसे डाल देना है. ठीक है, allow the current to pass through about 15 minutes. Now remove the electrode from the solution and look at them carefully. Do you find the difference in any of one of them? Do you find a coating over it? ठीक है, उस पर हमें क्या दिखेगी? कोटिंग. When electric current is passed through the copper sulfate solution, copper sulfate dissociates into copper and sulfate. The free copper gets drawn to the electrode connected to the negative terminal of the battery and gets deposited on it. But what about the loss of copper from the solution? From the other electrode, a copper plate, an equal amount of copper gets dissolved in the solution. Thus, the loss of copper from the solution is restored and the process keeps going. This means that copper gets transferred from one electrode to the other. एक से दूसरे में चली गई. The process of depositing a layer of any desired metal and on other materials by means of electricity is called electroplating. It is one of the most common applications of chemical effect of electric current. Okay, electroplating is a very useful process. It is widely used in industry for coating metal object with a thin layer of different metals. The layer of metal deposited has some desired property, which is metal of object legs. For example, chromium plating is done on many objects such as car parts, bar tabs, kitchen gas burners, bicycle handler and wheel rim and many others. उन सब पे होती है. Chromium has a shiny appearance. It does not corrode. It resists scratches. However, chromium is expensive and it may not be economical to make the whole object out of chromium. सबको नहीं, सब के सब चीज़ हम chromium की नहीं बना सकते. So the object is made from a cheaper metal and only a coating of chromium over it डिपोजिटेड. मतलब वो दूसरे मेटल की बना के उस पर हम क्रोमियम का कोटिंग कर देते हैं. ज्वेलरी मैक्स इलेक्ट्रोप्लेट, ये इस तरीके के सारे दिए अलग अलग आपको. सिल्वर एंड गोल्ड और लेस एक्सपेंसिव मेटल्स. दिस ऑर्नामेंट्स हैव द अपीयरेंस ऑफ सिल्वर और गोल्ड बट आर मच लेस एक्सपेंसिव. टीन कैन्स यूज्ड फॉर स्टोरिंग फूड आर मेड बाय इलेक्ट्रोप्लेटिंग टीन ऑन टू आयरन. टीन इज लेस रिएक्टिव देन आयरन. टीन जो है आयरन से लेस रिएक्टिव है. दस फूड डज नॉट कम into contact with iron and protect from getting spoiled. Iron is used in bridge and automobiles to provide strength. However, iron tends to corrode and rust. So a coating of zinc is deposited of iron to protect it from corrosion and formation of rust. Rust यानी जंग से बचाने के लिए. In the electroplating factories, the disposal of the used conducting solution is a major concern. It is a polluting waste and there are specific disposal guidelines to protect the environment. Okay, thank you.